All right, as always, here's the risk disclosure. Trading futures is risky. Know what you're doing before you do it, and you can lose all your money. Also, this live stream is not financial advice. It is for educational purposes only, and the live stream is not intended to copy my trades. Good morning, everybody. How's it going? Morning, Richard, Jean, Richie, DT, Chris, Stock Trader, Jimmy. How's everybody doing? Ready for this CPI report? I have a feeling it's going to be a wild one. Morning, Doctor. Morning, Bill. All right. Let's see. Just making sure my trade copier is correct. Double check, triple check. Looking good. Looks like we have a Simplicity long trying to come up here. Morning, Jim. Preet, SS. There you go, Richard. Yep. Red day is okay, as long as you stay within your rules. Come back the next day. Except it is not displaying my Simplicity chart. I'm noticing. It's weird. And I have an echo. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know. I don't know why that changed. Let's see. There we go. That is weird because I never messed with that setting. Yeah, I know the Fed is really anticipating this CPI report, so they're looking at it as a big one. So we'll see. Yeah. I'm probably just going to wait until after that CPI report, to be honest, because 30 tick chart here, we are, I mean, could be forming a range here. I'd want it to go above this 905 area anyways, if I was going to take a long. $50 tick, kind of a mess. So, got about 13 minutes till that news drops. I most likely will be, excuse me, be sitting on my hands. Let's see. I thought about opening up YM as well, just in case NQ does not settle down after the news, but I didn't, so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, margins have increased. I think they're still up. Of course, with I'm not trading my live account with my Apex accounts because my live account's still kind of small and I'm just trying to build it up. So I don't have the margin requirement, or this week I haven't. That's a good thing about these trader funding accounts. That does not matter. Yeah, I don't know exactly what the margins are. Let's see. They're not 4x right now? Oh, so it's back to normal? Ah, okay. I'll probably still just not trade my personal account till next week anyways. Awesome. Thanks, Chris. There we go.
Double cluster
adhere. Yeah. Market is just waiting for this report to come out. Yeah, simplicity is definitely sideways. Not really moving much right now. So it's really telling me that the market's waiting for this news. About 7 minutes. Which, to be honest, I wasn't expecting much before anyways.
double cluster NQ,
Especially the time that I get on. It usually, when there's a big news event at 8:30, that usually happens to me. By the time I get on around that 8:10 mark or so, most times it'll just kind of stall until the news. So it kind of sucks sometimes because if it gets too crazy or the market's too indecisive after the news, I don't really have too much time left to trade. But sometimes it, gets really nice. So we'll see. Yeah. Chop, chop, chop clusters.
potential SLZ on NQ,
Nice little 10 tick ZOI crash. Probably means nothing right now, though.
potential
Crash, crash, cluster,
SLZ on NQ,
SLZ. But that'll all be wiped away really soon. I usually kind of wait to look for levels or significant areas and stuff like that after the news settles because right now anything in this vicinity will probably get wiped out. Yeah, Mark, it's not really by choice. It's just my schedule right now. So if I had the choice, I would definitely be trading after the open. But I mean, I learned to like pre-market. I've been trading it for about a year now, and it's for the most part it's pretty calm and still goes on nice runs and has nice setups. Just not zippy and wild. Every now and then it'll be, but it's usually pretty good. I've actually, because there's been times too. Every now and then I will trade after the market opens, and I mean sometimes I'm just like, I don't know, maybe I'll just stick to pre-market, stick to what's working for me. Yeah, so that 40 ticks a day, I was going for on NQ pre-market. I was going for a 20 tick profit or a 20 tick loss. And then maybe about 2 months ago, I switched it to a 15 tick loss and a 25 tick profit target. So technically now my risk limit for the day is 30 ticks and my target is around 50 ticks. But if I get anywhere around 40 ticks, 35, 40 ticks or so, I usually am okay with that. And just, I'm not going to really push for that 50 if I'm at 40. But yeah. So each trade, it just depends. If you're really, and this is for LRE, of course. So if you're really precise and good with getting those entries in, then maybe you could try a 15 tick like I'm doing. Or if you think you need that little extra wiggle room because sometimes you get in a little late or a little early or whatnot, then just stick with the 20 tick stop and go for 20 to 25 ticks. I'm actually what I'm gonna do because I'm always looking to see how I can improve or on what I'm already doing. And on the first LREs, I'm going to start trailing them. So kind of go for bigger targets because, if it's the first LRE, what do we know? We know to take the first two LREs in a trend, right? So if it's the first one, pulls back, now you have a low risk entry. You can kind of trail it with the simplicity because most cases there's going to be another LRE. So I'm going to start doing that on the first LREs here pretty soon. On good setups, I'll just kind of let it go and trail it. And then on the second LRE entry, I'll just scalp it for my normal 20, 25 ticks.
Double cluster NQ.
And by doing that, once that LRE does go past my normal 20, 25 tick target, you have a little bit of room there. You just pull your stop to that to secure that profit in case if it doesn't keep running. And if it does, then you just trail it. All right. News is about to come out.
Double cluster NQ.
Ooh, there we go. Yeah, look, my charts are lagging, and I've got a really good setup. Holy moly. Let's check this report. Yeah, that would blow accounts no matter what. Because you see how it dipped, it dropped all the way almost to 800. I mean, that's almost 100 points. Even if you went the right way, that drop and then spike down, run up. I mean, you would have hit your drawdown no matter what. Oh yeah, CPI came in way better than expected, it looks like. That's why we're up. What? 300 points? Oh yeah. Stops would have just been destroyed. Look at my simplicity chart. Jeez.
Double cluster NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trapped orders with exhaustion box on NQ. OP rejection on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Yeah.
Double cluster NQ.
So I was saying I kind of wanted to open an NQ chart because I feared with this highly expected CPI report that NQ may not settle down. But hey, Chris, YOLO'd that trade. All right, man. Let's go to the island somewhere. Everybody on the stream, Chris is taking us to private island.
Cluster NQ.
Yeah, it looks like financial juice is down or something. I'm trying to look on my phone. Typically don't like pulling up anything on the computer while I have my charts running, but yeah. See, financial juice is not working out right now. Let's try Forex Factory.
Double cluster NQ. Double cluster NQ. Potential TX on
You can see here the CPI numbers.
potential setup B on NQ.
Actual numbers came in lower than forecasted.
Box on NQ.
So
Setup B on NQ.
I actually didn't see this low of numbers coming in. I didn't think it'd be that low.
SLZ on NQ.
Yeah, jobless claims is the one that missed, but that didn't matter
Double cluster NQ.
right now. All they wanted to see was that CPI report. We almost hit the +2 deviation. Dang. It went from +2.5 to +2 deviation. That's wild. Morning, Joseph.
Potential setup B on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, you could be right. I mean, it might. I don't know. With the CPI numbers being bullish, I don't know. We are way high on the deviation, so it could pull back, but it very well could stay around because those CPI numbers did come out pretty bullish. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah.
Double cluster
Yeah, you'd expect this to just kind of continue long based on the CPI report. But then, just never know. When the Fed starts talking later, they may talk themselves talk it back down, cuz last time they talked, they don't want the markets to be so optimistic. So, right now, it's looking pretty optimistic. So the Fed, what I would expect would be to talk down the markets, talk it back down, start talking about how we're going to still do rate hikes, some rate hikes until a couple of them early next year, then hold, things like that, and kind of we'll see. Because they've been saying that they want the market to be less optimistic.
potential OP rejection on NQ. OP rejection on NQ. Double cluster NQ. cluster NQ.
So yeah, a day like today. Oh, how did that spam get in here? I finally found a spam bot that controls that it blocks all that,
Setup A, setup B on NQ.
and they failed me.
Exhaustion box on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, Nikita, I thought about that, but I know some people want to watch, but they may not want to subscribe. So, kind of feel like I want everybody to have the ability to watch. So, I don't know. I just don't want somebody to not watch because they have to subscribe.
Potential TX on NQ.
Oh, the chat. Gotcha. Okay.
Orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
That's a good point. Okay. Yeah, I need to look into that.
Setup B on NQ.
Yeah, that's true. The little um spam bot thing I have on there is supposed to pick up on certain things to think it's spam, I guess. Whatever that one did, they just got in there somehow. Yeah. It's an LRE off those dynamic magnets. I'm just waiting for it to calm down a little bit more.
Potential TX.
Imagine trailing this one.
Track orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Quick 40 points. Oh, yeah, he's probably somewhere sitting around
Cluster NQ.
up a couple hundred points.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, one and done. Really hopes this settles down some. If I tried to load a YM chart now, it would probably take too long. So I'm kind of stuck here at the market's mercy. But a morning like this, even if it settles down some, I will probably have to.
Potential setup
My 15 tick stop is probably too small. I'm sure it'd get hit.
Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
So I probably have to do at least my 20 tick.
On NQ. Double cluster NQ.
Yeah.
Potential setup A, setup B on NQ. Double cluster NQ. Potential TX on NQ.
Good morning, the beat trading.
Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup A, setup B on NQ.
Yeah, Paul, that's what I do sometimes as well. If it's just too crazy, I just put less risk on, because there's no point of having the same amount of risk if you're zipping so much. You know, it's producing way more ticks than normal. Yeah, Dan, I'm going to wait and see if we get a reset. It looks like it's kind of, I mean, the market's still zipping around if you look at the 10 tick, but at least we're kind of staying around a certain price level area zone. So just kind of wait and see if we get a reset and it wants to continue long, or if resets and comes down. But yeah, I'm definitely waiting for a reset, and then after reset, let's see what happens.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah. 10 minutes.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah, the market's up somewhere around probably 4% right now on NQ. It's pretty high.
Double cluster NQ.
Yeah. Pretty high, so. And I mean, we're at the +2 deviation. That's the part of me where it's like the CPI report tells me this market may remain bullish, but we're so high on the market. It's hard to imagine it to keep going too much higher. I mean, it could. Anything can always happen, but
Double cluster
if
NQ.
this makes its way towards a 3 deviation, I mean, that's because we're at 2. Can't imagine it getting much higher than about 11,400 on the day if it continues long. That'd be something. It probably, if it goes if it goes much, I mean, once you get past that 2 deviation, I mean, you got to start kind of looking out for circuit breakers. We're not close to it right now, but keeps going long. You just got to keep that in the back of your head.
X on NQ.
Yeah, because we're about 4% on the NASDAQ on NQ. It's on the, let's see, I have a link that I use. It's on the CME website. That's the link I use right there to check. It tells you the price for the circuit breakers up and down. Yeah, I keep that thing bookmarked.
Double cluster NQ. Double Double cluster NQ.
Approaching 11,300. We did not get a reset in this simplicity at all. Technically had a couple LREs there. I really would like a reset. Still kind of zippy. Ooh, we just got a third bar sling on the 30 tick. Probably will mean nothing today, but we'll see. Higher high, left a mini magnet. ZOI. Third bar, left that mini magnet for a third bar sling. So if this continues to run down, that may be a wall-worthy third bar sling. We'll see. But we need it to keep running down for a good ways. But like I said, that may mean nothing right now. Yep, there it goes. Broke right through, meant nothing.
OP rejection on NQ.
I appreciate y'all joining me on here today. Kind of had a feeling it might look like this today, where it makes, makes it a little boring because
Potential setup A on NQ.
might not get a trade.
Potential setup B on NQ. Potential TX on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ. Setup A, setup B on NQ.
Wonder what YM looks like. You see the difference how YM
Double cluster NQ.
and NQ are moving. No, I don't trade the ES. If I'm not on NQ, I'll go to YM. And I almost loaded up my YM chart today as well, and I should have. That way I could have gotten a trade. I don't know. I haven't looked and seen what the charts look like, but yeah, because I figured NQ would be too crazy. I was just hoping that maybe it would calm down before the end of my trading session. So that's why I was going to have YM as a backup. I just didn't have time to load that chart as well. But yeah, the trade setups that I trade are not really the best for ES either. All right, we might be getting a reset here. Look at this 30-tick chart. Tons of ZOIs here, clusters. All right. See, if you scroll to the right, if you have a simplicity chart, whenever it looks like this, if you just scroll to the right, then it'll kind of zoom in on its own. I'll do that sometimes whenever the market is the way it is. That way I can have a little better visual. Any simplicity trade right now, though, is going to probably have a pretty big stop. We might be getting a short. We have a potential setup bar happening. They're both angling down. If these two lines remain angling down when this bar closes, then we'll have a setup bar. It kind of closed sideways. So I'd still wait for another setup bar to angle down. Because if you get in, or if you use this as a setup bar, it's still kind of sideways. That, it may retrace back up, which it's kind of doing right now. There's a lot of clusters and ZOIs here in this space. If it goes up, I'd expect maybe some more chop. If it breaks down, then we may get a little run down. Breaking up, let's see if it chops. Yeah, there's the reset. I mean, this very well could, instead of running down, we could flip back green and go long again. So now we wait. It's still pretty fast and it's still zipping a bit, but I would be okay trading now. It's a little faster than normal, but it's for me it's manageable. Yeah, it's still in no man's land for sure, Ross. I agree. So I'm still waiting. There you go, Paul. Yeah. Now we wait. All right, on my 50 tick, we have that 4-bar chop potential breakout. Like I mentioned yesterday, if y'all missed that, it's talking about how 4 bars of chop. Then after that, we could get a breakout. So when the next bar either closes up or closes down, then it'll go down, continue a little bit, pull back, and then go. So if this goes up to 289.50, of course, there's nothing else up there. It'll make a new high of the day, but it potentially could run. If it closes at 289.50, it potentially could run back up to this top here. Is where I would expect. If it closes down, then who knows where it can go. So now I'm going to be watching this 50 tick chart to see if we get a breakout bar somewhere. Actually, I'll just kind of leave this here for now. Joseph, I watch 4 charts per market. So I have a 10 tick, 30 tick, 50 tick, and this simplicity chart, the one in the bottom left. So we're on the 6th bar of chop now. Heading back up. Closed that one. Remember, we're waiting for a bar to close above or below these that are in chop as an indicator of a potential breakout. Okay, bar closed up. Might get an early entry simplicity long. Okay, closed up. This one's going up. Now I would wait for a retrace. I mean, it's running up, so there we go. See how that works? That's our breakout there. Now we do have an early entry simplicity, but right at the previous top, so I would not have jumped in that if you were trading simplicity. I would wait for this to continue to run, pull back, and look for my LRE. This is the previous top on the 30 tick. Over here to the left, laid a cluster right on that level where the mini magnet and ZOI is. So I need this thing to continue running long, come back down and test this area, or just continue running long, pull back, give me something HD, something to go with it, to go back long again.
Double cluster NQ. Double cluster NQ.
It is still kind of zipping, so just being a little cautious.
Double cluster NQ. Potential TBS on NQ. Double cluster NQ. Potential OP rejection on NQ. OP rejection on NQ.
Yeah, see, it's rejecting at that top right now. That's why I would not have jumped in that simplicity. Rejecting, giving some chop, some ZOIs, another cluster here. So we'll see if it wants to,
Cluster NQ.
what it wants to do here. Break long or short.
Box on NQ.
See, even though it broke out on the 50 tick, it's developing maybe another chop box.
SLZ on NQ. Double cluster NQ.
9 o'clock. Let's see if more volume. Dang, that. Okay, so I looked at the volume right before the news. It was at 83,000. Volume right now is at 183,000. So big boys were waiting on that report too. That's what I do, Ross. Anytime I'm trading, anytime I've traded MNQ or any micros, I just watch the NQ chart, and with the trade copier, I just cross over to micros. I mean, I guess it depends on what type of trading setups you do, but you know, for the setups that I take, I just cross them over to micros using the trade copier, but I still watch just NQ.
Potential setup A, setup B on NQ. Potential TX on NQ.
Yeah, there's no wrong way.
Double cluster NQ.
I just don't like having to look at another chart if I don't have to. I mean, the plus side of having an MNQ chart too is that you can actually see your order. If you cross it over, you don't see it. You just know by your positions that you're in a trade or not. I mean, you'll see whatever leader you used, but
Double cluster NQ.
just got to always watch those positions. Got a couple of red eye blocks that dropped here. These red dots you see on my 10 tick, those are red eye blocks, institutional blocks copied over from my 30 tick. Yeah, exactly. I have 5. I want for sure one more. I would love to have 8. But I'm probably going to get another one here soon because I really do need my 6. Yeah, Jeff. All right, so we did form another chop box on the 50 tick. And we may be getting a breakout bar below. And then what you got to watch out for is if it does give you breakout bar below, and let's say you're taking a simplicity short with it, then just be aware at this deviation here, that's where the last chop box was. So it may run down to it and then hesitate in this area. So we do have an early entry setup for simplicity short. Has not triggered a short yet. Yeah, David, I copy everything, all the order prints over on, copy it to my 10 tick and to my simplicity chart. I mean, you don't have to. I know they don't. I know a lot of people just do the mini magnets, but so we did not get a simplicity short yet. We had an early entry setup bar, but the next bar did not break the low, so we still don't have a simplicity short. Because remember, for the LREs, I got to make sure we're in a good simplicity run first. So setup, early entry setup, both angled down. This next bar did not break that low. Now this bar does not have both lines angled down. So we still don't have a setup bar yet either. And if you look on the 50 tick, remember I said if it comes down to this area, it could hesitate some. And it came down exactly to the top of this last chop box and is pulling back now. And this very well could just be a pullback that I always mention. After the bar closes down after chop box, it'll continue down, and then it'll do a little pullback, and then it'll continue. So it could be doing that now. Unfortunately, in this case, it did not trigger simplicity short to pull back and take an LRE at, which that's what I usually like. In this same scenario, when it comes down, I like it to be in a short, pull back for an LRE, and then continue short. But that's not the case right now. Because it never triggered that simplicity. Probably copied over. Let me see. Yeah, all those ZOIs are from my 30 tick. That's the only downside of the ZOIs is sometimes I don't know if it's from the 10 or the 30 if I just look at, without looking at the 30 tick. But I'm usually always glancing over anyways. So when I just see a stack of ZOIs, I know it's there, and then I'll glance over to the 30 and look. Oh, David, yeah. So I copy everything over from the 30 tick, all the order prints, not just mini magnets. I know a lot of people copy just mini magnets, which is fine too. I like to copy all the order prints, and I change them a little bit. Like if you look up here on my 10 tick, you see the red dots are eye blocks. This thicker yellow or orange is a paw from the 30 tick. So I do distinguish them differently. Like a regular paw is this thin orange. Then the thick orange, I know, oh, it's stronger because it's from the 30 tick. So that's kind of why I like to do that. It stands out more. But, yeah, either way is fine. Especially because LREs, if I take an LRE off of a level or stack or something from the 30 tick, it's just that much stronger. Well, I mean, I guess anything is stronger in that scenario, but that's awesome, Richard. Yeah. Being patient, which this week has been another patience week for me. You know, Monday, Tuesday, no trade. Yesterday, lost 15 ticks. Today, not looking great for a trade. So, I mean, the benefit of still being live and not trading is we know with Apex system, it's all about reading the market, reading the order prints. So at least you can still read them, figure out what's going on. And we know a lot of it too is knowing when not to trade, right? So if this was any other system and somebody's live and you're just, watching a blank chart and just reading the candles, I think it could be really boring. At least with the order prints, it's telling us a story. It tells us, when not to get in. We can still read the market. So, and if you don't know what you're looking at right now, for anybody that's on the live right now, this is the Apex charting system, Apex order prints, the sniper system. You can visit my website, futuresniperbeast.com, to check it out and learn about it. Nice, Richard. Green is great. I'm still down 15 ticks for the week, so that's like nothing. All I need is one trade to be in the profit. Look at that. Beautiful mess. That's the other thing. Why would I want to take a trade when the 30 tick was looking like this? If you think about that. Whenever you are bored or sitting there, just look and say, does it make sense for me to even attempt a trade right now? No, it does not. Exactly, doctor. Still have Friday. So I doubt I'm going to get something in the next 10 minutes, just to be honest. But we still have tomorrow. And that's the way it goes. I found out with trading too a while back that it's all about your risk. Forget the profits, forget everything. If you can manage your risk, being a trader is managing risk. And that's by patience, discipline, taking good setups, all that good stuff. But if you can manage risk, you can survive. Just like Daryl says, the first step is to survive, right? You want to survive. Survive, trade well, then make profit. Mitigate your losses. Even if I have a flat week, I didn't take any trades, but I'm mitigating my loss, mitigating my risk. And then the next week you have a good week. So that's what I found. Everything is about managing risk. Exactly, Paul. And I've been there. Everybody knows I've been there. So I honestly feel like most traders just have to go through it. You have to go through it, have that determination to not quit, and then, find yourself coming out on the other side eventually. Some people do it in 6 months. Some people, 3 years. Some people 7 years. I've listened to a ton of podcasts, other traders' stories. I like to, if y'all ever go to any podcasts, there's one called Chat with Traders, one called The Trading Nut. A lot of them, and there's a few others, but there's a lot of them that and they're not all in the futures market, but they tell their stories about how they became full-time traders. And I love listening to that because every single one of them goes through that mess. Every single one of them. And it gives you, hope. You're like, man, I just got to withstand all the crap. And then some, like I said, some have done it in 6 months. Here's some stories that take 7 to 10 years and they just didn't quit. Now that's their job. So the Mental Game of Trading was my favorite book out of all psychology books and trading books, that was literally my favorite, the mental game of trading. But yeah, so it's crazy. I mean, even let's say it takes 7, even 10 years to become a full-time trader. I mean, yes, we don't want to take that long, but compared to what? What else are you going to do in the next 7 to 10 years that you can have the freedom you can have with trading, right? I mean, my opinion, I mean, of course there's other things, but what can you just, my thing is you got to say compared to what? What else could you do faster with less time, that can give you the freedom that trading can give you? Yeah, anything Mark Douglas is great. All right, we are coming back up to try to test this high again. We're about 16 minutes till the open, so it's testing the high. I would tend to think that it would come up here and chop around a little bit since we are 15 minutes to the open, but hey, you never know. It could break. We have a simplicity setup bar. The next bar, our current bar we're on, did break it, so technically it gave us simplicity entry right at this wall that we have. It dropped another red eye zone on the simplicity chart. So if it breaks this wall, I mean, our high is still a little bit further up. 317.75, so it's testing it now. There is a simplicity long. The 50 tick is breaking up. This is going to be the pivotal moment right around here if it'll continue or not. It's trying to leave a mini magnet on the 30 tick. I think if this bar closes down at 305 and leaves that mini magnet there, we're not going anywhere till after the open. Mini magnet went away. Yep, could break up. There it goes. New high. Let's see where it wants to go from here. Yeah, Richard. I mean, nobody wants to take as long as I was talking about, but those were like worst case scenarios that people were talking about that I was listening to. Ooh, made a slightly new high by about 5 points. So here's an interesting, on the 30 tick, it might be laying a mini magnet. It pulled back, might be laying a mini magnet right there. If this bar closes up at 324.25 with that mini magnet, that could push it to go on a run, but it went away. So never mind. Yeah. Yep, you keep that patience and discipline you've been having, Richard. You'll get it.
Potential TX on NQ. Potential setup B on NQ. Trap orders with exhaustion box on NQ.
Joseph, no, I just saw your comment. No, I have not taken one today. I got on, market kind of stalled waiting for the CPI report. CPI report came out and market stayed pretty crazy basically. But now it's just now kind of settled down, but we're right towards the end of my trading session here. Just waiting to see if this does continue to run up a little bit. So we do have a simplicity long. It's chopping around and made a new high. Kind of chopping around here. I'm just kind of feeling like it may continue this chopping in this area until the open, but we'll see. Those are the two that I listen to a lot. There's a few others, but I'd have to look. But those two are the ones that I listen to the most. Yeah, it is. It's fighting its way up. Yeah, Joseph, I pretty much every morning for the past few weeks. I missed one morning when I had a little bit of a cold. But other than that, yeah, I've been coming on every morning. I started about 8:10 Eastern time. An LRE would be off this wall here, which has a ZOI. I mean, I'm sorry. There's a ZOI and cluster there on the 30 tick. Yeah, my dog got loose. Go to bed. Go to bed. This wall here has a lot of HD, but and we're just getting close to that open. Yeah, I have a little min pin. He came, forgot his. I usually put him up when I'm trading because his nails like tick on the floor. I don't know if y'all heard him or not, but I really don't trust this. It's going sideways. So even if it comes down and gives an LRE here, it's below the wall now. That's in that double cluster area. Right here, that ZOI. I don't trust that right now. Plus, it's just going sideways. I mean, it could pop and go long, but yeah, I'm not going to risk it. There's no point of me risking at the very end of my session something that's not quite a no-brainer. Yeah. Please like the video if you guys like the stream here. Definitely helps for sure. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. By the way, I'm getting close. I don't know. I have like 840 subscribers, but when I get to 1,000, definitely going to be doing something for sure. For everybody. They do, but they come on. Oh, they don't. Yeah, they don't. They come on and talk after the open. Yeah, and you have to be a part of the. You have to be a member with Apex. Yeah, so it's a chat room, a trading room, and then there's a couple people, they'll come on and they'll talk. It's not really live streaming, but they'll talk and talk you through the market. Yeah, private trade room. You have to be a member. Jeff. Thanks, Joseph. Appreciate that. Yeah, this thing's breaking long. Oh, man, we're just... Didn't quite give an LRE there, and if it pulls back, we're just getting close to dark zone. I'm going to see if it does pull back. I might give it one more chance to see if it gives something really nice. If not, then I'm going to call it a day. Yeah, that's the thing. You can see this thing is pushing long. It's just not really pretty. So you'd have to, if you do get in a trade, expect some type of hesitation, maybe some type of, choppiness, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. It could change after the open. I appreciate that, Ross. All right, an LRE would be back down here around this dynamic magnet right now. Don't know that it's going to really give us a nice or a good enough pullback before the open. We're like right now approaching the dark zone, which if you don't know, the dark zone is 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after the market opens that we don't take a trade because weird things can happen in that time. Oh, after the open, Jeff? Oh, yeah. Well, hey, it is what it is. I mean, this happens. Like I've said before, I'll go on nice 2, 3, 4 week runs where it's just like everything is working. Market's great, and then we'll get a few weeks of just crap. Okay, so it is pulling back. We do have some HD, but we had some chop at the top. And it's the dark zone. Oh, look at that. It got right down to an LRE and popped up. I'm not going to risk it, though. I'm going to call it a day. Because the thing is, I mean, it pulled back exactly. It had HD. That was great going for it. Pulled back exactly to where the solid line was on the previous bar, right here. But it had this going up. It put this, well, coming down, it laid the ZOI. But then going back up, I mean, we have these clusters to the left, this stuff right here, this chop here. So that's why I don't, didn't like that going back up. But, oh, there's a cluster on the 30 tick exactly right there too. So, yeah. Oh, well. For sure. Have tomorrow. So I will be back tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be better. Hopefully it'll be like last Friday. Last Friday was great. But let's see. For those of you that is going to be trading after the open, trade well and have patience. Just shutting down here. There we go. I'm all shut down. All right. See y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.